Hello everybody and welcome to the Degenerate Supercoach podcast. I'm back. It's been a week. I've played with my team 20,000 times as everybody else probably has. So let's go over some of our changes, some of the things I've considered, some of the things I'm going to be looking at through the trials, and yeah, let's get into it. So obviously up the top I've kept Robson there. As I've stated before, I think Robson is just as good as Grant and you're getting him for far cheaper. So we're going to keep him there. We'll go over our starting side first and then we'll go into the bench. So Robson, I've kept Cotter. I am tossing between Cotter, like say if we take Cotter out, we've got Tohu Harris there, and I really, from memory, Tohu Harris is a Supercoach gun. He didn't have much luck last year with injuries and so forth. This year, full preseason under his belt. Can he return to the Supercoach gun that he was? It's either going to be Cotter or Harris. If we keep scrolling down, I really don't see too much value in much else. The only two players that stands out for me is Luke Thompson. I think his minutes will increase this year. Daniel Saifidi, put it this way, I'd rather Lindsay Collins than Daniel Saifidi. So, yeah. What I'm going to do is I'm definitely going to toss up between Tohu Harris and Ruben Cotter, but if I have to play around with my squad and get someone cheaper, these two players down here would be the ones, Luke Thompson or where is he? Where'd he go? Lindsay Collins. So, anyway, let's move on. We'll chuck Cotter back in. Alright, so we've got Fafita. Obviously Fafita is going to be slotted in there because I'm not going to take the risk. I just know for a fact that if I don't put him in there, he's going to score 100 straight off the bat, and we don't want that. We don't want that. So he's going in. Pat Carrigan is going in because, as I've said in my previous post, I think last year was his a year to grow, a year that State of Origin, the Australian squad, I think this year he becomes a better player. So, especially with the whole Payne Huss situation going on, I really think that Carrigan can start the season in a bit better mindset than Payne Huss and possibly get more minutes because of Payne Huss' situation. So, we're going to put him in there. Hopgood, as everybody knows, Hopgood's going to be he's probably going to be in 90% of people's sides. I've slotted him in there. Cleary, set and forget. The other 5'8", see, this is where I've gone back and forward so many times between Dewey, Dearden and Burton, and I just can't seem to make my mind up. I really can't. I think obviously if Dewey plays in the centres, he is a no-go. I think if he starts at 5'8", I think he's a lock. But the Cowboys' draw is so good, and Dearden just screams consistency there. Burton obviously has that bigger upside. I'm gonna put Dearden in. Okay, I'm going to put Dearden in, but I will be obviously watching the trials and see where Dewey plays. If Dewey plays at 5'8", I think I'll be changing Dearden straight up to Dewey. Okay, so wing centres. Charlie Staines, he is 50-50 in my side at the moment, pending trials. If he trials at fullback most of the trials, if he trials at fullback for most of the games, I think I'll be having him. If he doesn't, he's out. I'm not gonna stuff around with Staines. Nickel Clockstead, starting fullback for Warriors in my opinion. Dunster. Now I've put Dunster in Only because I feel that the only reason why Dunster... Well, the only reason why Dunster didn't play last year, obviously, is because of his injuries. And the reason why... Let's just take him out for a second. So say if we look at Sean Russell's average, right? He obviously got 87 for the first game. He got those 3 tries. The only reason why Sean Russell played in that game was because Dunster was injured. Now, if we were to go back, Sean Russell and Dunster didn't get injured, he probably wouldn't have got that start. He probably wouldn't have scored those 3 tries. Dunster is fresh, injury-free, apparently is training well. It looks to see on his Instagram he's claiming that this is his year. So this is his year to break out and become something. So I'm gonna put him back in. So Dunster goes in for me. Obviously pending trials. We'll have a look at the trials and we'll see where it goes. Alamotti, I think we all know Alamotti's going to be starting on the wing spot for the Bulldogs. 200k, cheapie. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what the trials. Okay, fullback Tedesco, set and forget. I'm not playing around this year. Teddy's in. He's staying for good. The issue that I have is the buy in round 3, I think. So, is it going to be a waste of a trade by pulling Tedesco out and putting him back in straight away, almost straight away? Now, yeah, I've got Drinkwater as my second fullback. Now, I put Drinkwater in as my second fullback because it freed up the cash to be able to have a better depth in my second row. Originally, well, during the week, I had Latrell. I had Latrell in that spot pretty much up until this morning. Even the news that came out about Lachlan Miller signing for the Knights, he's 593k. I mean, I think he's too expensive at that price. And there's no guarantee he gets that starting spot because obviously Hodges is going to be pushing for that spot as well. So I've put Drinkwater in there for now. I think Cowboys' draw is obviously very friendly, as I've touched on it above. He goes in there for now. Plenty of upside in Drinkwater. I do really want Latrell. And the only way that I get Latrell is if I take some of my depth out of my second row. But right now, the cheapies in the second row don't look good. They really don't look good. So we'll go through them anyway. I've got, we'll go through the wing centre bench. So obviously Hodgson, he's in there, 200k cheapie. He will push Miller for that starting spot. So I'll keep him there for now. Khan Pereira, obviously for the Titans, pending trials. To be honest, I don't even know how to pronounce this player's name for the Dolphins. I think it's Taware. Let's go with Taware. Apparently he's been named. So again, pending trials. Schuster, 241k. I mean, you can't get much better than that. Let's be honest. 241k for Schuster. I personally think he'll be cracking 500k plus this year, pending if Turbo stays fit. So, which is obviously a big if. Stone for the Dolphins. There's been talks that he hasn't actually been named in any starting lineup for any of the trials yet. So, I've got him in there for now. That can definitely change. Katoa, he more than likely will get that edge spot in the Storm. So if that's a go, he's a pretty reckless player, loves his offloads, loves his hit-ups. So I think that guy there, I think Katoa is a guy, especially with the Storm's forward pack. They lost a lot of forwards during the preseason. Not the preseason, but after last season, they lost a lot of their forwards. So I think Katoa is going to get his minutes. Luke Garner. Obviously, Luke Garner on that left edge. I mean, I'm going to keep him there, but the reason for me not having Latrell is because I wanted to put Garner in there. If I can knock Latrell down, if I can knock Garner down from a 435k down to a player, down to a cheapie in the 200s, I can probably afford to put Latrell in. So I'm just going to see how Luke Garner goes in the trials, because I do really want Latrell. So if I move Garner down to a cheapie, Drinkwater gets replaced up to Latrell, because Latrell is fixture proof, as we know, as he showed last year. So moving on to the front row bench, Franklin Pell, cheapie, almost bottom dollar. I think obviously he's going to get his minutes this year with the Bulldogs. Hetherington, 266k. Let's hope he doesn't get suspended. He seems to have a habit of that. And the Cheese. So playing around with the team this week obviously has been a nightmare, but I feel that looking at that team there, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lock that team now until the trials. The trials aren't too far away. I think if I play around with this side too much, I'm just going to confuse myself and I'm going to drift away from the important things of trying to get more set and forgets into my squad. So anyway, that'll do it for today. This is the side that I'm keeping up until the trials. Feel free to leave some comments. I'm open to discussion about anything that I've got in my side at the moment. Besides that, cheers. Enjoy the rest of your day. I will talk to you all soon in a few weeks for the trials. See ya.